All right, so time for your recap questions. When is it advantageous to trade? Is it always, never, when two people have the same opportunity cost, or when two people have different opportunity costs? So remember the graph I drew with the opportunity cost, and it had the prices. So any price in between, by the law of comparative advantage, any price in between the two opportunity costs can be advantageous for both. Any price that is exactly one person's opportunity cost will be advantageous for the other person, but won't hurt the first person. So if I have opportunity cost of 16/9 and the price is 16/9 and I'm trading with another person, that other person's going to benefit. I'm going to be the same as if I worked alone. Okay. So it's definitely sometimes beneficial to trade. So we can cross out B. Okay. Is it beneficial when two people have the same opportunity costs? So if two people have the same opportunity costs, it's not really beneficial to trade, because what ends up happening is there's no specialization to be had. Okay, if I have the same opportunity cost as you, we both have comparative advantage in neither good and both goods. Nobody really has a leg up, and there's nothing to specialize in. So it's as though you doubled the amount of time or doubled the amount of resource, but then you divided it in half later. Okay, so it's not when two people have the same opportunity cost. Again, by the law of comparative advantage, you need a price in between both opportunity costs to benefit to benefit both people. And if the price is exactly the opportunity cost, it'll benefit the other person, but not the person whose opportunity cost it is. So if they have the same opportunity cost, there's only one price that they can trade at, and that price will be the opportunity cost for both of them, because it's the same. And if both people have a price that's their opportunity cost, then they're not doing any better, right? If you have different opportunity costs, right, and the price were here, then the person whose opportunity cost this is not going to do better, but the person whose opportunity cost this is will do better. And vice versa, if the price were here, this person whose opportunity cost it is, whose opportunity cost is this, is going to do better, or sorry, is going to do the same, but this person will do better. Okay. Is it always advantageous to trade? Well, we just said if two people have the same opportunity costs, then it's not advantageous to trade. Okay. So that leaves when two people have different opportunity costs. So as long as two people have different opportunity costs, there exists at least one price that will make both people better off without making anybody worse off. And if the price is exactly the opportunity cost, one person will be better, one person will be the same. Okay. So the answer is D. Okay, when two people have different opportunity costs. Okay. Which of the following is true when there are two goods and two people? Two people can have absolute advantage in the same good. If one person has comparative advantage in one good, the other must have comparative advantage in the other good. One person can have comparative advantage in both goods. Two people can have comparative advantage in the same good. Okay, what does comparative advantage mean? It means you have the lower opportunity cost. Okay, so if my opportunity cost is X and your opportunity cost is Y, okay, my opportunity cost of the other good is 1 over X and yours is 1 over Y, right? Opportunity costs are always going to be the reciprocal, okay? The amount of mass I'm giving up per bottle is the reciprocal of the amount of bottles I'm giving up per mask, okay? So if X is greater than Y, that means the person whose opportunity cost is Y, so let's call it good 1, let's call this good 2, let's go back to Danny and Luke, okay? So if the opportunity cost Y is less than the opportunity cost X, that means Luke has comparative advantage in good 1. Okay. But necessarily, so if 5 is greater than 4, okay, 1/5 is going to be less than 1/4. Okay. This always holds, by the way. 1 over x, if x is greater than y, then 1 over x must be less than 1 over y. Okay. So this means Danny has comparative advantage in good 2. Okay. So as long as you have different opportunity costs, one person has to have comparative advantage in one good. The other person has to have comparative advantage in the other good. What about this guy here? 2 people can have comparative advantage in the same good, or absolute advantage in the same good. Okay. So if I have absolute advantage in a good, that means I do more of it with the same amount of resource. So Luke had absolute advantage in actually both bottles and masks because Luke made more masks per hour. He also made more bottles per hour. Okay. If he has absolute advantage, that basically means he's making more. So you can't both be making more. You can be making equal, and then I might call it absolute advantage, but that's a dumb example. Okay. So I wouldn't really go with this one. One person can have comparative advantage in both goods. No, because I just showed that right here. 2 people can have comparative advantage in the same good. No, I just showed that right here. Again, this depends on the opportunity cost has to be different. Okay, but really this is the case. Question B, or answer B. Okay, Bob and Linda run a restaurant. All right. In the 10 minutes it takes Bob to cook a burger, he could have made 2 milkshakes. Linda could have made 3 burgers or 3 milkshakes. What's Bob's opportunity cost of a milkshake? So for every milkshake that he's not making, in the 10 minutes it takes Bob to cook a burger. Okay, this is extraneous information right here. It even threw me off for a second. Okay, I did that to throw you off, and it threw me off too. So in the 10 minutes it takes Bob to cook a burger, you can take everything back to minutes and divide based on that, but you don't need to do it, and in this case it's not very helpful to. Okay, so in the 10 minutes it takes Bob to cook a burger, he could have made 2 milkshakes. Okay, so 1 burger, 2 milkshakes. What's his opportunity cost of a milkshake? Should be half of a burger. 1 divided by 2. Okay. So this one can't be right. 2 milkshakes per hour. You know that's not right because it's not in terms of burgers. Same thing here. 3 milkshakes is not in terms of burgers. The opportunity cost of a milkshake should be your foregone burgers. Okay. And then it's not this one just because the math doesn't work out. If he's making 2 milkshakes, he loses 1 burger. If he's making 1 milkshake, he's losing half of a burger. Okay. Bob, so this is the same thing again. Which of the following is true? Linda has comparative advantage and absolute advantage in milkshakes. Linda has comparative and absolute advantage in burgers. Bob has burgers, absolute advantage in burgers, comparative in milkshakes. Linda has absolute advantage in burgers, comparative advantage in milkshakes. Okay. So first thing I would do is find the absolute advantage and use that to eliminate some of these answers here. Okay. So who makes more burgers in the time allotted? So Bob makes 1, Linda makes 3. So Linda has absolute advantage in burgers. That should say AA for absolute advantage. It looks like it says RA, but it should be AA. Okay. Who makes more milkshakes? Linda makes 3, Bob makes 2. Linda also has absolute advantage in milkshakes. Okay. All right. So we know Bob's opportunity cost on the last problem of a milkshake is 1/2. What's Linda's opportunity cost of a milkshake? So for every milkshake she's not making, for every milkshake she makes, she's not making one burger because 3 divided by 3, so 1. So Bob has comparative advantage in milkshakes. Okay. Linda, therefore, has comparative advantage in burgers. So let's find the answer that has, so Bob has CA and Linda in burgers. Bah. Linda has, oh wait, let's just say CA. For comparative advantage, I don't know what BA is. BA Baracus. Right. So Linda has absolute advantage and comparative advantage in burgers, absolute advantage in milkshakes. Bob has comparative advantage in milkshakes. Okay. So Bob does not have absolute advantage in burgers. Linda has comparative advantage in burgers, so this one doesn't work out either. Linda has comparative and absolute advantage in burgers. Correct. So it should be B. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. So Linda does not have comparative advantage in milkshakes, so it has to be B. So we can eliminate A as well. All right, B. Oh, I guess I don't show the answer, but the answer is B. All right.